Good evening, everybody. Check out the live break clearance sale, guys. My lowest prices on over half of my inventory that I've ever had before. Trying to get some stuff going here on a Saturday. Two group breaks up there, 15 Immaculate Multi-Sport, 21 Leaf Valiant. Hopefully we can get something going tonight and open some boxes for some people. Would love to get something going. So if you're interested, go click the link there. Let's get something going. Hoping someone can get us started here. 9 to 10 p.m. tonight, guys. Go take a look. Who wants to get us started? Plenty of stuff to take a look at. ton of stuff available, guys. Looking for some group break orders, guys? Go take a look if you're watching. Hey, Tim, what's up, buddy? Can't give up that quickly. Hey, Jazz, what's up, buddy? I mean, fingers crossed. They're supposed to talk tomorrow. I mean, now it looks like playoffs is a big deal. And I got to say, for first time, looking at what the players' union is, I don't like what they're really proposing. Uh, if you're gonna do 14 teams, just make it a bye for the division winners, and you know, figure that out. But don't start introducing ghost wins and other crap in here. Give the divisional winners you know a bonus, if you will. Figure it out. I'm not an official with baseball, but figure it out. Well, again, this is part of the reason why the Rays have near the bottom in attendance. Regardless, people just don't like going to the stadium. They don't like getting there, from what I've seen. It's just not located well. I mean, obviously, I want to see the Rays, at home, but at the same time, it doesn't sound like I want to. I Baltimore was really fun to go watch them at. I loved going to Camden Yards. I've seen Longoria's only inside the park home run ever in person. That's cool, and it was a good atmosphere. You don't really get heckled wearing visitors stuff there. I would assume maybe Yankees Red Sox stuff. It might be a little harder, but I was in a Longoria shirt every time I went, and it wasn't. It was never an issue in Baltimore. I haven't been there in, jeez, it's been a while. It's been at least 7 years, probably more than that. Probably a little more than that. Yeah, I mean PNC Park is still number one for me. It's just a nice stadium. I'd probably put Camden Yards second. Worst one I've ever been to, and maybe I'll get some hate for this, but Old Yankee Stadium. I didn't like it. Maybe it's because where I was sitting. I don't know. I didn't care for it. It wasn't bad, but it's definitely. I haven't gone to any parks that I would say are bad. Yeah, it just seems like you're. I know what you mean. I can see where you're going with that. But yeah, definitely Camden Yards is up there. PNC is at the top though. I obviously don't care to ever go back to Pittsburgh ever again, but the baseball park is nice. So it's one of my favorites to play on MLB The Show too. It's a fun stadium. I don't know. I really liked it there. I'd be perfectly fine with not living in Pittsburgh again. I don't feel the need to ever have to do that again. I would rather not. I was too young to remember Veterans Stadium enough. That was in the what mid '90s. I was you know 7, 8 years old probably. I don't remember enough. I do remember hating the big green walls. I thought that was just tacky looking. Um, Other than that, though, I can't really think. What else? Marlins Park looks fun. I enjoyed watching. I really enjoyed it when the home run derby was there. Yeah, PNC and Camden Yards are a clear 1-2 to me. AAA, major leagues, you know, calling all of them. Although if we do count AAA as well, um, the Iron Pigs. They have Iron Pigs Coca-Cola Park, I believe it is. That's a really nice park for a AAA. You know, especially, it's really nice. Well, let's do some breaking, guys. About 9:30. It's just I haven't been to many games recently. A lot of the games I went to when I was a kid, or in college and stuff like that, I don't remember enough details to be like I really love it. Like it would really have to stand out as good or bad. That's why I remember PNC Park was a lot of fun. Camden Yards was a lot of fun. Yankee Stadium was not. So that's why I remember those specifically. But 9:30, trying to get something going here, guys. Yeah, like we kind of have to guess. Well, I mean, like I said, they're gonna have like when they eventually come to a deal, because obviously it's gonna eventually happen. There's gonna be like a day or two where they have to certify the agreement, and then it's just gonna be open season, right? I'd assume, or they might at least set a time. But man, that's gonna be a week. That's the first 24 hours of that are gonna be insane. Because technically, right now, there's no CBA, right? So what's stopping teams from talking to free agents right now? In all honesty, I mean, I know the players and management, can't can't talk, but employed players. But what are the rules behind free agents talking? Theoretically, there would not be any right now, I would think. Or do they have membership to the union, and that's why they can't, break those rules? I don't know how that works. Yeah, Mets need to do something else. Steve Cohen's talked too much talk. Too much talk. He's got to walk the walk too. Um, the Rays don't need much. They need another power bat because they need to replace Nelson Cruz. Um, they'll usually go shopping at the trade deadline anyway. But they need some sort of power bat because Franco is great, but he's not going to hit you 40 homers. He's going to give you a high average and maybe 20, 25 homers, at his full potential. But he's not a power bat. Um, I don't know what cheap power bats are out there. There's always one. They always end up getting somebody. And every NL team, it sounds like, is going to need to get somebody for DHing. So that opens up it opens up jobs for like 10, 15 people. I'm assuming some teams will go with whoever they have if they have an extra bat on the bench already that they like. But I would assume a lot of veterans are going to get a decent deal, 1 or 2 year deal. I think a lot of teams are going to get calls for Bryant to play left or right field too. It just seems like everyone needs outfielders. Like I said, I think bats are going to be a little harder to find this year only because every NL team is going to need one. There's 15 teams that now need, you know, one of their bench spots is now going to be a DH. So 15 new people are going to get signed, I would assume. Maybe one or two use, kind of like how the Rays have a bunch of rotating people. And again, they're an AL team. They already kind of had it, figured out. And especially with what I'm assuming would be a shortened spring training, they're going to want veterans that are don't might not need the training time. It's going to be a lot harder for your Bobby Witts, Adley Rutschmans. It's going to be a lot harder for them to win spots, I would think, out of spring training. Unless they, the Angels owner really pisses me off. Like you have two generational talents on your team. You have Trout and you have Otani, which just came off probably the best season ever by a player. If you just take the uniqueness, everything, um, everything combined, how do you have those two players on your team and can't make the postseason? I just it bothers me. I'm not even an Angels team fan. I want to see Trout and Ohtani do well, but the team in general, I could care less. But damn, I come on. I mean, it's think of dropping names here. Josh Weaver is the last really good Angels pitcher. Jared Weaver. He's the last pretty good Angels pitcher I can point to and say, that was a good pitching staff. And that's mid 2000s, right? Something like that. Maybe it just seems like that long ago, but I don't think it is. I don't even know if they make it in if they go to 14 teams. They wouldn't have made it last year. They need Rendon to come back and actually play even half the contract that he got signed to. And Trout's got to stay healthy. But even with Ohtani's ridiculous season, they were still like 11 games back or something like that. Adding Trout for a full year even wouldn't have gotten them in the playoffs. If you give Trout an 8 or 9 WAR, they still would have been a couple games back. I'm looking at the AL East. The Rays, Red Sox, Yankees, Blue Jays, White Sox, Astros, and Mariners would have gotten in. Yeah, they would have been behind the A's, and they would have been tied with the Tigers. Yeah, they don't get in. I think the Phillies would have been the last team in the NL. Yeah, it would have been Braves. It would have been Braves, Brewers, Giants, Dodgers, Cardinals, Reds, Phillies. Oh no, that would have been ninth because Padres would have been eighth with 79 wins, and then Mets had 77. So they would have been They would have been 5 games out. I don't want 14 either, but honestly, if it's what makes it get done, I I don't know. 12 seems to make more logistical sense. I'm trying to think into my head how 14 teams would work because that number doesn't round out correctly. 6 division winners and then the other 8 teams all play each other. That would take 4 out, but then that leaves 10, and that doesn't work out well either. So are you saying 6 division winners and 4 wild cards all get in? It doesn't it doesn't work out mathematically very well to me. I mean, it matches up with the other major sports. Baseball's the hardest sport to get into the playoffs in as we sit right now, and that's even counting the winner take all wild card game, which I think is ridiculously stupid. Um, you should not play 162 games to have a 1 game series in any playoff thing. That has to go. Hopefully that goes. Um, but either way, I mean, 12 teams makes sense to me. Makes more sense to me, but honestly, the math doesn't work very well either way. Because it's 10 right now, and then they get rid of 2 of them, and they make it 8. They had to balance the leagues out. It was what? It was 16 and 14. That played with my head so bad. I hated that so much. And no other sport is there a discrepancy like that. There's an even number of teams and everything. That bothered me so bad. The Brewers isn't weird for me because I'm used to them. The Astros switch, that one's different for me. I'm not used to that one. Yeah, see that's weird to me. That's just odd. Looking to get something broken here, guys. Live break clearance sale. Trying to get something going. Anyone for a break, guys? Trying to get something rolling. Still some time tonight if anyone wants to get something in. Gonna do a last call here, guys. Last call for personal orders. Don't want to do it, but See you, Tim. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good time. Last call if anyone wants to get something in. Last call. All right, I'll be back on Wednesday. Have a good night, everybody.